What up, everyone? It's the Bachelor podcast, binging Bachelorettes. Logan and Laura. What up, Laura? What up?
We're here, night one.
It's time to talk about it.
Finally.
We are here. Welcome to Binging Batch. If you haven't been here yet, we released a kind of a prequel episode on Saturday, kind of to get the feel of me and Laura and kind of give our thoughts on the Love on the Spectrum. So check that out if you haven't already. But you're here to listen to us talk about The Bachelor, or The Bachelorette this season. I'm gonna mess that up continuously. Also, don't mind me yawning because I'm tired and it's late. So
because we're being timely, that's why we're recording this immediately after the premiere.
Exactly. Like the premiere has been over for 20 minutes and we are recording already. So Laura, any programming notes you want to get out of the way besides the fact that they of course need to follow us on Instagram at Binging Batch Pod, right?
Correct. Please follow us. Please grow that Insta following. Tell all your friends. I was talking about it with some people at work, and like 4 of my coworkers chimed in. They're like, "Oh, what? You're on a podcast?" And they all followed immediately. And I'm like, "See, this is the kind of stuff we need to have happening.
This is what we need to have happening." Shouts to those coworkers. And hey, coworkers, while you're listening, go on Apple Podcasts and leave a 5-star rating as well as a review. Even if you don't like us, just write a review, a good one.
Just lie. It's fine. We won't tell anyone.
Everyone lies. Apparently, some people lie for 2-3 years. It's fine. Laura gets that reference, and nobody else will. Shout out Shelby. And so yeah, here we are, guys. It's Bachelorette. We just got our season whatever premiere of The Bachelorette with Claire. I don't know. Do you know a lot of the history behind Claire, Laura? I know she was on a previous season of The Bachelor. Do you know any of those details? I wanted to maybe see if we could just give a brief background on who Claire is herself.
Well, yes, she was on Bachelor, the Juan Pablo season, and then did not get picked because he was a garbage person throughout. So she got turned down there. Then she went on. They did a little bit of the recap at the beginning of this episode. So she went on Bachelor in Paradise. And then they conveniently left out, I was right, I thought so last time, that she did go on Winter Games and she was engaged to whoever she ended up with from Winter Games. And I don't remember his name off the top of my head. But funny that we did not even discuss this engagement during the episode tonight.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So we're on 4th time around Claire, who has been engaged from Bachelor Games, Winter, whatever.
Wow. Also notable, I think maybe to this day, the oldest Bachelorette that there's been.
Yes, that's kind of been her whole little shtick, that she's 39 years old. And that's what somebody was joking to me earlier. They're like, "Oh, she's geriatric." I'm like, well, as someone in their 30s, I do not appreciate this, but...
But that's her reality. She's the oldest Bachelorette. She's, I think, 39 years old, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, correct.
And she's, like Laura said, been in the Bachelor world for quite some time. We got a really cool kind of behind the scenes look at what it was like to start filming the season during COVID.
Would we call that cool? I was a little like, what are we doing? Why are we taking so long on this?
That I enjoyed it for the few minutes that it was, just because I was also curious, like, so did they have the guys quarantine? Was she quarantining? Did they do tests?
Yes. Okay. So I did appreciate that little bit of it, but I was like, come on, I do not need over a half hour of intro just on COVID things. Like, we're all living it. Let's move on.
And I think they did that specifically because there were going to be people out there that were like, well, where are the COVID tests? Were they quarantining? Is this all CDC approved?
They're going to be like, this is insensitive that you're not talking about real world issues and we're just focusing on this lady's journey to find love.
Right. So we got the little COVID introduction, but then we met the men. And that's what this episode pretty much was, as well as our episode that you're listening to. We're just gonna be talking about the dudes pretty much a lot. We'll probably give out our awards for best dressed, worst dressed. We'll probably give out like
Our own
who our
personal,
favorite of
who we would pick. Yeah.
sure winner of the night, loser of the night. That's all stuff we did back over when Binging Batch was a part of the Binge Boys. So nothing new there. Coming up, I've been writing notes down today, trying to brainstorm different segments we can do each week that kind of spice it up so that we're not just a copy paste cookie cutter episode thing.
Yes.
So let's just talk about those guys. Laura, I don't want to be here for 2 hours. I know you don't want to be here
You don't
for
want to
2
go
hours.
into every single one, all 30 of them, and break down everything about them.
I wrote down just bullet points for the ones that I was able to catch things.
Yes, same.
But a lot of them have no bullet points, and I think it's pretty safe to say that the ones with no bullet points are the ones that got sent home.
Yes. Also, before we dive in, I always have a pet peeve of this, that why can we never pick people with different names? There are always multiple Laurens, multiple Hannahs, whatever. And this time we had 2 Blakes, 2 Zachs, and 2 Jordans.
Yep. And 2 Tylers as well.
2 Tylers. Why? Like, there are other dudes out there with other names.
There are 300 billion people on planet Earth. Right?
Surely there's another person out there with a different name who wants to be on The Bachelorette.
Someone's going to flame me for saying 300 billion people on planet Earth because I'm pretty sure that's not true.
We're not here to give facts. We're just here.
So let's dive right into it. We get I think it's I don't even know where to start. Where do we start, Laura? You start us off. I don't even know where to start about this.
Well, I was gonna say we could talk about just kind of their little COVID intros, like their home videos that we got right away.
Okay.
I mean, I think first and foremost, we need to talk about Bennett, who wants to be, what's his name from American Psycho?
What's his name? Christian Bale.
Yes. What are the, Patrick Bateman wannabe.
Yes.
When he was like, I went to Harvard and I'm doing my face mask and here's all the things I'm doing. And I was like, you will be fun, sir. Cannot wait.
Yeah. Also, for him, I put that with sunglasses on, he looked oddly very much so like Tom Cruise.
Yes, I can see that.
And my other bullet point for him says, huge Harvard douche.
Yes. I was like, he just looks like the most, I mean, I think he's wealth management something.
Yeah, like total like trust fund, like, dude, if you hit me, like my dad will sue your dad.
Yes.
Like kind of guy.
Like the guy at the country club doing coke in the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. Was Bennett kept around? I wasn't able.
He was kept around.
Okay, good. We're good.
Yes. I mean, later on, if we want to wait and talk about limo entrances, I can hold my other Bennett takes until then.
Was Bennett the guy who walked out of the Rolls Royce?
Sure was.
Okay, I thought so.
With his white scarf.
Yeah, that was almost like that was a gangster move. I respected it.
Yes, I was like, I love you and I hate you at the same time.
Right. And then with that same thought in mind, Tyler C with the Christmas Vacation Clark Griswold station wagon.
Back to back with the Rolls Royce. So they were just like, let's get these 2 cars contradictory out of the way.
Dude, how's Tyler C feel about rolling up in a station wagon and then Bennett rolls up in a Rolls Royce? It's like, excuse me?
He's like, I've made some poor choices, but I guess I have to live with them now.
Chances are that that Rolls Royce is actually owned by Bennett.
Ooh, no, it's owned by someone Bennett's dad knows.
Yeah, Bennett's dad's friend.
Called in a favor.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, dude, I'm going to be on The Bachelorette. Can I use your car for my entrance? Like,
the license plate is like branded with something like customized.
Yeah, so those 2 guys got creative with their entrance. I guess we can kind of combine,
roll it all together. Yeah,
put it all together here, just because it's going to be a random assortment of dudes and their entrances and their outfits and stuff. I respect it. Let's see, who do we want to bounce to next? Jason Jason's the guy I think that pretended to be pregnant
Oh,
or
yes.
whatever.
Mhm.
I put that he's an absolute cheese dick. Like,
Yeah.
this dude is here for the laughs. I
Which
don't
there's always
necessarily
one.
there. Yeah, he walks in and he starts saying weird shit, and I was like, oh man, like, oh wait, oh never mind. Sorry, I thought I messed up on something.
Oh,
in my notes.
shocking. Are we getting these guys confused already?
Yeah, I accidentally put Bennett down twice, so I had bullet points saying like Tom Cruise and Harvard douche, and then I also had a Bennett at the bottom that said like Rolls Royce, and I was like, oh shit, do we have two Bennetts too? But no. Yeah, we get
Pregnant Jason.
pregnant Jason. I'm the worst about starting things and then not remembering where my thoughts were going. Pregnant Jason, I think he's going to be the Joker, but I don't necessarily think he's in it for all the jokes.
No, I think he's like, I'm going to hit my first shot and then he's going to calm it down.
Yes, I agree. Is it Robbie, the one that had the weird dog shirt on?
No, that would be my buddy Kenny, who is a
Kenny,
boy band manager. And I don't care about the dog shirt, although it's clever. I need to know the background about his boy band managing.
Yeah, can it please be someone like a Jonas Brothers cover band?
Gotta be. Well, because I mean, Kenny isn't that old. So how old? Like, it has to be a new boy band.
Yeah, he's not out here like the manager of the Backstreet Boys, just time traveling.
Right, exactly. Like, what's his story? Also, he's like not into suits, so he clearly was like, I'm gonna show off my musical style with my t-shirt under my jacket. But I just need more. I need more of his career history than anything.
Can somebody find Kenny's LinkedIn, please?
Yes.
Can we please get Kenny's LinkedIn? I put bouncing over, we just talked about him, Tyler C. Well, actually we just talked about him, so I don't know why I brought him up again. We'll get to him later, of course.
Yeah, we'll get to his drama.
I wanted to make this note. Chasen
has a garbage name.
That is a trash name. Our friends over at Circling Back often have a segment where they talk about trash names that millennials are naming their kids. This is one of them.
He was the suit of armor guy too.
He was the knight in shining armor.
Gross. I hate it.
What'd you think of, in that same regard, what'd you think of Straight Jacket, bro?
Well, first of all, I guess I'm torn. I was going to say I hate it, but I'm very impressed that he stayed in it all night. He committed to the bit. He was here for it. But also, dude, you didn't drink anything for 7 hours? Like, did someone else feed you?
You got to think he had someone
things I need.
You got to think someone fed him.
Yeah,
how did he pee?
Yeah, I like, how did he pee? How did he drink anything?
Did he walk up to the urinal and be like, yo, bro, can you hold something for me?
He's like, excuse me, I know we just met, but I need a hand right now.
I thought the move made by Zach J, the guy who had the fart ring box, that is the fucking greatest thing I have ever seen, and I need one right now.
Oh God, your poor girlfriend.
If you don't think that I'm looking on Amazon right now at this fart ring box, you are sadly mistaken.
I mean, when you find one, let me know. I'm sure I know a couple other people who would like them in their life.
Let's see how much they are real quick. Oh my God, there it is. The exact one.
No.
How much?
$15.
Higher.
Oh, interesting. Wait, does it include the box or is it just the butt?
It's the whole package. It's called the moon ring.
Oh,
Quote,
no.
It farts when you open it.
Oh God. 35.
25.
Oh, okay.
I love how they have to specify ring box contains farting butt, no ring.
No ring. I don't know why they didn't just make the butt on a ring that you could pull out, like one of those plastic rings you get out of the vending machine. Yeah. Just go all in, make it be an actual ring.
That's great. I love that this dude did that. You think he owned this thing before he got on the show?
That's what I was gonna say. Did he run this by anyone in his life? Like, surely he did not tell his mom he was going to do this. And she's like, great idea. Go get yourself a wife.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I've
he just
never
was
done
in a
this.
group chat with a bunch of his dudes and was like, guys, I got it. Fart ring.
I love the fact that it like jumped to like 6 different clips of him using it with the guys, and everyone was just like, dude, what the fuck is your problem?
And then who was the guy? Was it Easy? Who's like, guy with a fart ring is not here for marriage. Like, I'm also like, Easy, not to jump ahead, but I'm like, you jumped out of a superhero thing. Like, you had a shtick too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, quit trying to take the high road, bro. You just
Right?
Oh my god. Okay, so it runs on batteries. Okay, I was wondering how it
Oh,
got its charge.
interesting.
Handmade in the USA. Great gag gift for every holiday.
Every
Kids love it.
holiday. Oh my gosh.
The description says kids love it. And then in parentheses it says, cause you know it farts.
Oh my god. I mean, last year for Christmas, I did get my boyfriend this farting putting golf game. So maybe this is the year I up it to the fart ring.
Yeah, I have to say, this guy's really proud of himself, and it might have been a paid advertisement.
Oh.
Because in the description of the product by the lister, it says, as seen on the Bachelorette premiere.
Mm.
I am not as excited about this product anymore.
I do not appreciate that.
Nope. I thought it was just some goob being a goober.
Right.
Turns out maybe this dude, what if the dude
he created it?
Yeah.
Jason has a secret life and he came on The Bachelorette only to promo his moon ring.
He went on Shark Tank to try to pitch this, and it didn't work on that ABC show. Why not try another ABC show?
Yes. I mean, what? We've been talking about it for 5 minutes. I guess it.
Yep. They did their thing there.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Whatever the hell your name is, Zach.
But then wait, so he was Zach J, right?
Yeah, Zach J.
Yes. Well, he was the one also though that he pulled her away right away after the whole cheers, whatever. So he snagged her first, and then I feel like they had an actual quality conversation. So he kind of pulled it around.
Yes, I agree. He wasn't a total douche, but
although my other note is that his nose would poke your eye out. So.
Yes, absolutely. Another what the hell I saw when I saw the guys getting out of the limo was Jordan M. He was the guy whose pant legs came up like 5 inches above his feet. I was like, excuse me, sir.
You're like, what are we doing here?
Was he shopping for pants and they didn't have any more? And he was like, fuck it, dude. I gotta get on
Jordan
a plane
M.
tomorrow.
Oh, see, I'm sorry. It took me a long minute to figure out which one we were talking about. He was like, I'm a tall drink of water wearing his high water pants, which I am going to disagree. I really liked his look, and he had the velvet loafers. I was like, okay, Jordan, I see you.
Okay.
I see you.
Don't hate it. Let's see. I liked Mike's move where he walked up to her and said, hey, your shoes are going to kill your feet tonight. So here are some slip-ins or whatever. He walked straight up to her and just was like, here's some slip-ons.
I feel like I missed Mike completely because I saw someone on Twitter talking about the shoe thing, and I was like, where was I? When did this happen? So apparently Mike meant nothing to me because I missed that.
We got Ed. Ed was the bubble boy.
I mean, I get it. I think it's clever, but it was fine. It's too on the nose with COVID for me.
Yeah, it was like, okay, dude, we get it. You guys quarantined.
Right.
AJ, I thought my bullet point for him was won't last long. In fact, I think he went home.
I think he did as well. Well, my note was he told her she was blinding, and I'm like, well, yes, because she's literally wearing a disco ball. Like,
yes, she is.
And then he was the one that attacked her hands and like cut her. She was like cutting herself with her rings as he's saying how soft her hands are.
Yes.
Like, oh, AJ, like, honey, no.
honey.
One of those like pat him on the head.
Then there was, sorry, we almost do have two Brandons. There's Brandon and then there's Brandon.
Oh.
Both of which I think went home, but Brandon is the guy who power move just walked up and kissed her on the cheek. And it
Oh,
was
and then
like,
she was like, "You're the first person to kiss me on the cheek," and I was like, "Claire, keep it in your pants." Like, this is not shocking that people are kissing you on the cheek.
yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that more people didn't kiss her on the cheek
I
or
feel
at
like
least
that's
kiss her
usually the
hand.
move. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the move. I like the power move of the girl in Pilot Pete's season. Forget who it was, but that just ran up and kissed Peter and was just like,
Like, I'm
I've been
getting the first
waiting.
kiss. Here we go.
Yep. Speaking of first kiss, Blake Monet. I'm gonna call him Monet.
Monet. I like
Mayonnaise.
it. Yes.
Mayonnaise. Blake
No,
Mayonnaise.
Moyes. Wasn't he that
Moyes.
one?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
He got the
Moyes.
first smooch. Am I wrong?
You are correct. And
Okay.
I came a little bit full circle on him just within the episode because
That's
when he
gross.
popped out of the limo, I was like, ew, look at that trash beard. And then when we saw him later on, I was like, oh, just kidding. You're super attractive and I approve.
Yep. Great beard on Blake there. Another repeat name. Few Blakes, right?
Two Blakes, both with M last names.
Both of their last names, looking at them, look very similar.
Ugh.
Come on.
I know. Just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Ooh, we need to talk about Paige, the chef.
I was literally about to bring him up too.
He has terrible hair, first of all, but I'm like, I guess I'll give you a pass because you are a chef, and that seems to be a thing they do.
Is it?
I feel like they always have that weird, but like it's either like weird buzzed or long
Yeah.
enough to be in a ponytail, like or a hipster bun.
Fair.
But yeah, I was like, Paige, you're never gonna make it here. And then his 7 buttons unbuttoned of his shirt with his heart tattoo showing at the end.
Come on, man.
He's like, I didn't want her to see this yet, but I'm like, well,
You're going home.
you're out.
Well, then we get total. I mean, this guy was all up in the commercials. Dale.
Oh, Dale. No one
Why
is
do I have a
surprised
weird
by
feeling
anything.
about Dale?
Oh, do you not know the things about Dale?
I don't know anything about
Okay.
Dale.
Well, you should have a weird feeling.
I'm assuming he's the one that is in all the promos about the drama. About him being a fuckboy or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen the spoilers, I'll just let you.
I haven't.
I'll let you live your life in the dark, and
Do not ruin my
I will
virgin
not
mind.
ruin it. But I will say his entrance I thought was very cute. I feel like he was just very not do anything weird. Let's just have a nice conversation. Although I feel like he did rob the first impression rose away from Blake because
Yes.
they had that whole spiel and he got the first kiss and then she's like, just kidding, you still don't get the rose.
Yeah, I thought that was a weird move on her part. I thought that he would have deserved that. That is a pretty baller move on his part, considering the fact that if anyone from the show would have heard, or if she would have taken that message and been like, oh my God, I got to tell a producer or something.
Right.
Like,
she's like, Chris Harrison, someone's talking to me.
yeah, Chris Harrison, stop.
Yeah.
Why didn't they address that rule with Kelly and Peter?
Oh, well, because that was a setup. That's why.
Was it a setup?
Well, yeah, with Kelly, because they knew she had met, and then as soon as like she auditioned for the show, they were like, "Oh, and by the way, it's Peter." So then they were like, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yes.
I'm trying to see if there's Ivan, who was the Maganda Ka guy.
Oh, yes. I'm glad
Oh.
Ivan stuck around. I was hoping he would get through.
Big chest guy. Big
Yeah.
chest guy. So good that he plays himself. We love that for him.
Yes.
Do you have any more notes on the random ass dudes besides Damar with his parachute?
I just literally all I wrote for him was just parachute, so
Yep,
not a huge
same.
impression. Who else? Let's see. One of the Zach C. The only note I have for him is his side profile. His face looks like he ran into a wall.
I put that he looked like Mark Zuckerberg.
Same thing.
Yep. He 100% looks like that. My note literally says Zuckerberg looking ass.
Yes.
Oh
Who
boy.
else?
Looking at my notes. Ben is an army veteran. He's the meditation douche.
I liked him initially so well, and then as soon as he was like, "Let's take a deep breath," I was like, "Boo, go home."
Boo you whore.
Yeah, I was like, "We don't need this trash right now."
Yeah, so going through Kenny,
Oh, we haven't
Jason.
talked about Yosef in general.
Yes, Yosef in general has a daughter. That's all I put for him.
Has a daughter.
He's not that attractive. I'll say that.
No, my entire comment about all these guys, most of them, we have a whole herd of eyebrows that are bad this season.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, oh yeah.
I could not stop staring at all the eyebrows.
I think that they just didn't have a lot of these guys are not attractive in me. They're just all bland. They're
Yes,
just all bland ass looking white dudes.
that's what I was saying. Or I was waiting for the super hot guy who just everyone's drooling over, and I feel like we did not get that.
No, I agree.
Like, not that these guys are unattractive necessarily, although some of them I'm like, but
Yeah, there's a few that were in there that I was like,
yeah, I'm like, just because she's older doesn't mean they all need to be unattractive.
No offense to older men.
Right, exactly. I wrote down Gavin. I wrote his name and then no notes, so that's good.
I have a guy named Garen.
Oh, maybe you're right.
I mean, I very much could be wrong.
You might be right. I mean, clearly I wrote nothing, so.
Well, I wrote nothing for him either. Well, either way, I'm pretty sure he's gone.
I actually thought he made it, didn't he?
Oh, he might have.
I think he made it. And I was like, oh, should fix his name in here, but definitely didn't.
Well, we'll find out next week.
Yeah, tune in next week to see if he
tune in next week to find out what the hell his name is.
I also wrote down, do you remember anything about a guy named Chris? Because I wrote his name down and also no notes.
No notes for Chris. I've got no notes for Robbie, Joe, Jordan C, Tyler S.
Jordan C brought popcorn because that was the whole, bring us snacks. And I was like, this could be cute, but I'm not into it.
And this dude was like, where the hell did you get popcorn?
Right. Straight Jackets guys, like, throw it in my mouth.
Yeah, so that's probably what they had to do for everything for him. I wrote some general notes, not necessarily dealing with all the guys. I put that Claire cries a lot.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Kelsey 2.0.
Kelsey 2.0. I knew I didn't like Claire going into the season, but almost the entire time through the episode, I was like, God, I cannot stand you. It is going to be a very long, couple episodes, I hope, of you just bawling your eyes out constantly. And also being way too sincere about everything.
Yeah, we get it. This means a lot to you. You don't have to cry. Like when she started crying for what's his name? Blake. Like when you sent me that message, it just meant the world. I was like, oh, boo fucking who.
Also, I'm sorry, you're Claire and you were already on The Bachelor 3 times. You have dudes sliding into your DMs. You're a D-list celebrity. It's not like you're alone.
Yeah, no. There are hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of guys out there that will drop to their knees for you. Shut up.
Especially considering that she was announced before COVID. So all these dudes who clearly had nothing to do with the show were like, oh, Claire's going to be the Bachelorette, but now they're not filming forever. Let me just slide right in.
Yeah, it's just silly, but
I'm just ready for her to be done already.
Yep, so am I. I put the dog obsession as weird. Like, yeah, we get it. Everyone loves dogs, but you gotta impress my dogs.
Escaped, I was like, bless this dog, or the intern that let that dog escape. This is what I need right now.
Oh boy. You want to talk about Tyler C and Yosef?
I think Tyler C was robbed. I feel like Yosef should have been sent home. Not that anyone likes a tattletale, but I'm basing it only on the fact that Tyler C is hotter than Yosef.
Well, that, and I truly think that Tyler C had good intentions there.
And Yosef pulled the classic not answering the question when she was like, did you do it? And then he was like, well, let me tell you this. And I was like,
Yeah, it's
okay,
like-
here we go, gaslighting.
Yeah, it's like when you're watching a debate and they're like, tell us about healthcare. Instead of telling you about healthcare, let's talk
I'm gonna
about the
talk
board
about-
game Monopoly.
Yes,
It's like,
exactly.
Excuse me? We should be talking about the question. But
Right.
I do respect the fact that Claire, the second Tyler C was like, so there's this thing with Yosef, and she's like, hold that thought. Let's go get him and talk about it together. I respect that move.
Yes, she's like, kindergarten teacher, let's grab the two fighting kids, put them in a room together and see what happens.
Yep. And I love how she's like, so I feel like there's more conversation to be had here between you two, but I got to go give other people attention. And she's like, so talk amongst yourselves. And she gets up and walks away, and they both kind of just like,
They're like, what are we doing here? But that was going to lead me to my next point, though. So normally when these rose ceremonies last all night and the sun is up, it kind of looks like casual early morning. It looked like full on daytime on this episode. Like, how long legitimately did this take?
I don't know. I thought the same thing. Like, isn't the rose ceremony supposed to be like at nighttime? And
as they're rolling the cart of champagne out, and it's like 9 a.m. and no one slept.
Yeah, and it's like their Paige like was shown, like his like walk away from the rose ceremony scene was in broad daylight.
Yeah, I'm like usually it's like, oh, maybe the sun is peeking up and it's not quite 5 a.m. I was like, nope, it is 8 or 9 a.m. and they have been up for 12 hours.
Yeah, so it's a lot, and I don't get it, but we got The Bachelor, so I guess we got what we wanted, America.
I just feel like I always, in any Bachelor season, I just need more behind the scenes info. I need to know more about filming. I need to know how long things take.
Yeah, you're right.
How many hours of footage we don't get to see.
Right. I want to see what's all on the cutting room floor that we didn't get to see. But
going back to Yosef. So you're on Team Tyler or on Team Yosef?
That's tough. I think I'm on Team Tyler. He was better looking, first off. Yep. He was funny. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Yosef was just trying to pull I just want to be the best for my little girl type shit. He kept saying, my little girl. Like, dude, we get it. You got a daughter. Yeah.
And also, not that you would say this, but like, give us any more information about her. How old is she? What's her name? Maybe like,
yeah, like stop just like milking this fact that you have a daughter, like Claire.
Trying to look noble with your parent status.
Yeah. Trying to look noble with you being a single father.
Right.
How about that? Yes. How about that, Claire? I can't believe, and of course he was the one that delivered the toast. That's like, well, let's see where we go from here. Oh, shut up. Dude.
I mean, clearly the producers forced her to keep him, right?
Of course.
There's no way she's like, I'm gonna send the one guy home, but not both.
Chances are of Tyler C's Instagram following to double Yosef's.
Ooh, yes. I don't know. Yosef, maybe Yosef's going to have a lot of girls sliding into those DMs because they know he's shady.
Hey, if it doesn't work out with the Bachelorette, come over.
Exactly.
Lame.
Yeah, I don't know. Yosef, I was like, just move along.
I'm out on Yosef.
And he has, again, scary eyebrows.
Yep. Kind of a weird looking dude.
Also, I love that everyone made fun of him, though. He was the one that brought the moon pies. And they were like, what are these cookies here? He's like, they're moon pies. So offended.
Freaking moon pies, you uncultured swine. Then we get the first impression rose. Obviously, a lot of guys upset that she did not spend time with them because of the drama. But how much time did that actually take? Like 15 minutes?
If that, how much time do you think they each get in general? I'll say if 30 guys, does everyone get 10 minutes? Maybe 15?
Is that 3 hours?
I don't know. Yeah.
That's not good math. That
Nope.
is not
And
true.
I'm like, yeah, it's
That
late.
is not true.
Again, we're not here for facts and
No,
numbers.
we're not here for legit information. Okay.
Right. Pure
But
gossip and speculation.
exactly. That's what this podcast exists for. Dale gets that first impression rose. Surprised because I think we both think that Blake deserves.
He 100%. And did she and Dale even have a real conversation that we saw?
No, she's just
Okay.
going off of her gut.
Oh, that was like when she's like, I think I met my husband. And Chris Harrison's like, excuse me? Like, are we sure about that?
Yeah. And I really wish I could have counted it before, but I should have counted how many times Chris Harrison says, like, this is nothing you've ever seen before.
Right.
Or this is
Every
the
time.
most dramatic season yet.
Yes.
Shut up, dude.
One thing I did want to mention, I'm trying to think who played it. What was with that hit the bell, like not arcade, carnival game that they did in the parking lot?
Like, how the hell did that get there?
Right. And also, why? How? Just why?
Yeah.
They're like, we have to make our own fun. You guys can't leave. Like a literal carnival that you're trapped in.
Yeah, I don't get it. But
Oh, she did that with Ben, the army guy, to show off his strength.
Stupid lame-o. I don't know why I'm so negative towards all these guys. Yeah, that's our guys for the most part.
Yeah.
Laura, if you are giving out your loser of the week, the guy you think, well, actually, loser could be taken two different ways.
I
Like,
know.
who do you think is the absolute, let's call it scumbag, or maybe we'll come up with better words for these, or better actual titles.
Better terms, yes, titles.
Yeah, but for right now, who's your scumbag of this episode?
I mean, I feel like my obvious one is to say Yosef, but
that's who I'm going with. If I were to pick a runner-up, though, I think I'm going. Man.
I'm gonna pick Yosef, but then secondary, even though he didn't make it, AJ, because he was just weird.
Then who is your loser of the week? Meaning, like, the guy you feel got cheated. I feel like the answer is Tyler C, right? Yeah,
Tyler C. And then, I mean, Blake, just because he got robbed of the first impression rose. Obviously, he was next up, but still, like, what a way to go. You're on such a high with your first kiss. And then she's like, okay, thank you. Goodbye. I'm going to give my rose to someone else.
Yeah, it's almost like you see his reaction when she gives it to Dale. He's just like, crushed. The fuck? Who are you going for? Absolute, like, this guy crushed it. Good for him. Obviously, we would want to say Dale because he got that first impression. But
I'm not gonna say Dale. I know he technically won, but I feel like Easy is my guy. Like, he was making a good first impression. He had his little salmon 3-piece suit on.
I agree.
He was kind of calling other people out a little bit. And I feel like they had a good conversation too. So
good choice. Good choice. I think I'm honestly going with Zach J for the sole purpose of this dude pulled out a fart box for his intro and he didn't get eliminated.
And he gracefully recovered.
So
with his pulling her away first and having the chat.
That's my winner. If you're going worst dressed, is the obvious. I mean, there's not really an obvious choice here. Some people are gonna argue Kenny because he didn't wear the suit, but I don't think he even looked that bad.
Well, I was gonna say this also might be a cop out, but straight jacket guy wore a straight jacket. Like, that's not a look.
Yeah. My part of me wants to say Claire's dress was a little weak.
It was. At first, it was one of those. At first, I thought I liked it, and then the more I looked at it, I was like, "This is giving me disco ball flashbacks from like sequin purses in junior high."
Yeah,
like, just we could have done better with the amount of time that she had to prepare for this.
We set the record straight. Also, how do you spell Claire's name?
Clare.
Okay, so I've seen like on social media like 12 different versions of her name, and I just wanted to set that record straight.
Yes, I wrote it down. I wrote it down not that way in at least one of my notes. So,
Oh yeah, I wrote it down like 3 different ways.
yeah.
I'm a mess. And
What do
then
you best dressed on the guys?
Best dress. This is
Well,
tough.
I feel like I have my honorable mention has to go to douchebag Bennett and his 007 scarf look.
That might be what I go with. Otherwise, I'm going. I think I know what you're picking. I think you're going with Jordan, the tall drink of water.
I think I am too.
It
was different. It was a look. I was like,
I didn't think that Yosef looked bad. He looked pretty okay.
Yeah.
There
were a couple of bow ties in there, and I love a bow tie normally, but I feel like it's not the appropriate time for this.
No, I agree. You're trying to put off you're not trying to, all of my reasoning for these guys being weird is just going to go back to the dude with the fart box.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you
fart
may have
box, he looked great. He had like a navy tux on. I was like, yes. Again, make up for your bad joke with looking good.
I might even want to say Kenny. I kind of like his style of the blazer with
the dog shirt.
A shirt.
I need to know also where he got the dog shirt. Like, how did he get pictures of these dogs? Where did he order from? Speaking of people breaking the rules and talking to people before the season starts, did he just creep her Insta and take dog photos?
He probably did.
Right.
You gotta think that's what he did.
Also, Tyler C and his all black look. Highly appreciated that.
I liked that. I think I might go Tyler C, actually, now that you put that back in my head. I don't hate that. Tyler C it is.
There you go.
For me.
Redemption for Tyler C.
Tyler C gets something.
Have you heard about the salmon jacket that keeps following Bachelor around?
I have not heard of this.
So when Easy showed up in his salmon 3-piece suit, I think he's the 5th person to wear some kind of a salmon jacket. And it was this running joke with like Jed, and then Tyler C wore it. And then a couple other people I'm not remembering, but it was just like this brotherhood, I should say, of the traveling salmon jacket. And now Easy has bought it full circle with his 3-piece suit.
Wow.
Yeah. Which I'm like, it's a bold choice. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think we dished out some awards.
I would say I feel like we should do one final. If you only have one rose, who gets your rose tonight?
Honestly, I'm giving my rose to Blake.
I support it.
I think he got cheated. I think he deserves it. I think Blake deserves that rose. What about you?
I would agree. I think he's the guy. He got robbed.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Poor boy, but he kept around. He stayed around, and he got the first kiss. So that's a huge honor for him. That's a win in his book. So yeah,
I would agree.
Do you have any closing thoughts on the first episode of this season, or are we ready to get out of here?
I mean, my only comment, which I know we started with, is that I hope that things move along better. I was like, okay, we're 37 minutes in and we're finally getting to content.
Yeah. Right.
And then at the end, when we got the teaser, like, we all know who's coming out of the limo, Chris Harrison. We all know when Claire pieces out who's coming. You couldn't just give it to us.
Yeah. But they want to build that hype for the people who have absolutely no idea what's going on.
No idea.
But
this is your first actual Bachelorette season, right?
This is my first Bachelorette. I saw pilot.
What are your thoughts? I mean, are you going to continue on this journey to find love?
Absolutely. I was always curious about how guys acted versus, Peter, everyone tells me Peter's season was a horrible one to start with because both Peter sucked and a lot of the girls were bad. And the girls were drama filled and just cutthroat last season. So I'm very curious to see how a bunch of dudes fares out here.
I'm always in it for all the man tears.
Yeah,
I'm like, as
I'm
many
here
of
for
them that can cry, let's go.
I'm here for some man tears. I saw that in a couple promos, so I'm very delighted to see how Bachelorette goes.
Yes. Hopefully Claire can find love finally so she can stop being on our TV screens.
Yes, let's hope that we get 1 or 2 more episodes of her and she's gone. But until then, you might as well just follow us on Instagram, Binging Batch Pod. Leave that rating and review. Also, for those of you who don't know, the Watchdog Media website is all set up. And if you go under our shows and you click Binging Batch, there's a little form that you can submit with a question or a topic of your choice. So if you go and submit something, we could potentially talk about it on the pod. If you want us to answer questions about whatever about the season, then fire away and we'll answer it.
Love it. Yeah. Like anything weird, hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Any other awards you want us to give out?
Yep. Absolutely. Segment recommendations, anything. Or if you just want to call or vent about the season, you're welcome to do that. But after you follow Binging Batch, you might as well follow us too. Stay up to date. Instagram and Twitter, myself, I am Logan Lewis 96. Laura, go ahead.
I am Meinert LA, which, yes, that is my last name with an LA at the end.
On both platforms,
Both platforms, yes.
Well, good deal. Guys, thanks for joining us for the real first episode of Binging Batch, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.